goodbye, but can we turn that bye into hello? I know how to love you now. No matter what I do, I can't let go. I don't know how to forget you. I can't forget you. You're always on my mind. I do the things that I should do, so I can't forget, but you're always on my mind. Thought you'd be gone by tomorrow, but you're still there tomorrow, and the next day, the next day. I wish I wouldn't remember how you make me feel better in the best ways, the best ways. Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out of my mind. I just can't stop thinking.
Welcome back to ulti.TV's coverage of EUC 2019 Mixed Division Power Pool 2023. Goodness sake. It's EUC 2023 here in Limerick. Mixed Division pool play action between Austria and Finland. My name is Lou Burgess, joined by Christina Overmeyer. How are you this morning, Christina?
I'm really great. Even. It is 1 a.m.? 1 p.m. Yes. That's what it is. 1 p.m. It's a lovely day. It's been sunny for 5 minutes and cloudy again. And I am great. And I think the teams on the pitch are great as well. Finland playing Austria in the mixed power pools. And I've talked to the coaches beforehand, and they taught me that this power pool is fun and pretty evenly matched. Unless playing France, and France have been running through that group pretty much, although they had a bit of a rough start against Poland, who were up on them for part of the game. Nonetheless, these two teams haven't met each other yet, not in preparation and not yet in the tournament. So it's going to be a tough one, and they're going to give it their all. They're going to play a lot of zone. They're going to look at different things. and I'm excited for it. I think we're going to see two very versatile teams that are evenly matched in strength and weaknesses as well.
As you say, France currently top of this power pool. They had a bit of a scare against Poland yesterday, 15-14 to France was the final result of that game. So they are all but guaranteed to top this power pool. Everyone else is playing for seedings in the pre-quarter stage of this mixed division.
Yeah, they are, and it's quite a mess because, wait, I hope I get this right. Lithuania won against Austria. Austria won against Slovakia. Slovakia won against Finland. And so this is just a big mess, and Poland is in there in the mix somewhere.
Yeah, currently France at the top, four wins, 0 losses. Lithuania, Austria, Poland, all two wins, 2 losses, and then Finland, Slovakia with 1 win, 3 losses. So if Finland win this, we're going to have to do some maths.
Well, it could all go into a 4-way tie here.
Well,
and we're ready for it.
We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But for now, our focus is on this game in front of us. As Finland come down immediately with the zone. Stats leader for Austria, currently with the disc, pops it over the top. Austria making good progress against the zone. We saw them making good progress against the zone defense. Last time on stream there, deep shot goes up. It's hanging, bodies underneath it. And Austria do come down with the disc. Good start for them, 1-0.
Kmekova throwing it deep to Hauch, another male-matching player there as well to secure and make sure that disc actually finds the end zone, but Hauch in a very good position to get that first score on the board for Austria. You mentioned they came out in a zone setup, but didn't manage to stifle the Finnish side too much early in this game.
So, just the start that Austria wanted. A score without any turnovers. Let's see what they can do on defense.
So the first look at the Finnish O-line here. They have some people with a lot of experience playing together on various mixed and single gender sides. Just a lot of talent in both those teams.
The high disc is tipped. Emi Ranki not able to secure that catch, and that gives Austria fantastic field position. Opportunity for an early break. Pass goes up line. And into the end zone. Once again, Austria score without turning over. And a perfect start for them, 2-0.
Felgic with the assist there, the player to watch on the Austrian side if you want my opinion, and I bet you do because you're watching this. No, but Felgic, the stats leader at EBU-CC for her club team, and yeah, just really young and firing, and it's her second cycle with the mixed team and showing her impact early.
Well, we particularly want your opinion, Christina, because you happen to be from Austria.
Yeah, I'm going to be a bit biased, but I'll try to keep it in and just highlight the actual great plays. Look at that snag from Felgic, and then up the line, score. And 2-0 start for Austria. The Finns really mentioned that the teams are all on the same level, but so far definitely the better start on the Austrian side.
Yeah, my money was on Austria coming into this. Unsurprisingly, it still is.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not a betting gal, So I don't put money anywhere, except where my mouth is.
So Finland looking to get their first point on the board. Austria playing a bit of zone once again. Finland managing to secure some passes. Potrikas dumps back, goes across, but this stays with Runninen. Finland going backwards, not able to find much downfield. Continuing to work it around the back. Will Austria trap them on the sideline? It's a shot through the middle, well taken down. Potris jumps back, gets the disc again. Murati goes across the side. Potrikas once again. Getting a lot of touches at this point. Back to Pauninen. Just working it down the far side now. They did well to get off this sideline. Back into the middle and almost into the end zone. Austria staying in this zone. Finland working around the back. Not able to find anything through just yet. But maintaining possession. Austria haven't really come too close to getting a block so far at this point. Just that one high contested throw. There's the shot through the middle. Into the end zone for the score. And Finland get their first point on the board.
It's the second time around their O-line connects, and that was patient work through the zone. And the Finnish coach said they were prepared to play against it, and they love playing against zone, and we saw that here. In my opinion, they could have taken more shots. There were more good open players, well, good opportunities for open players to get that disc. And I like the patience. I would have loved to see a little more spice, and I do think that zone of Austria was a bit holy. Full of holes. Is there a better adjective? Full of holes like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cliche though. Let us know in the chat if you have any better adjectives for us to use. But I understand why Finland were playing that one conservative. They turned over on the previous possession, and I think they didn't want to let Austria get 3 in the row. So.
Of course, yes. You're absolutely right. Play it safe is always a good
I mean, they got the score eventually, so. But yeah, the Austria zone was very passive, and Finland certainly could have played with some more aggression to get through it. But Finland now coming down with a zone of their own. See what Austria can do. They've been excellent with the disc in hand so far this game. And thankfully they didn't turn over just as I said that. That would have been embarrassing. Maintaining possession, but not gaining any ground just yet. Still count rising. High shot over the top. And it's the Finnish players who were closer, but the disc sails harmlessly into the ground.
There was no one there.
So Finland with their first chance to break. Low scoop off the ground from Heinonen. There's a call.
I think people are calling this down. I think it was close to the ground, but I couldn't really see it.
Looks like the disc is going to stay with Vilma Heinonen. Back to Kinnunen. Hammer over the top. Bit too far. However, for the number 21 shirt of Saarinen.
Aluede with the jump through, distracting the offense maybe just the tiniest bit, stopping this read to come off right, in Austria with an opportunity to hold here.
So, Wolfing with the disc. Trying to find something through the zone. Does pop it through to Stanovic. Goes deep. And well run down, but not able to clasp her hands around it is Felschik. So Finland, another chance to break. Working it quickly down this side. Kinnunen goes infield to Rintamaki. Kinnunen once again. Good snag from Saarinen. Wide pass out to the side. Finland gaining ground slowly but surely. Working it a bit more quickly now, but I have to go backwards for a second.
They look comfortable though, going every which way. It's not like a lot of pressure on there.
So these three just working in the backfield. Now we see some progress through the zone. There's the slicing shot. They find the hole and punch in the score. Finland get the break, 2-2.
Yeah, that was a beautiful red zone offense there for Finland. Really moving the disc from one side to the other and using the space they got from the Austrian defense there. I like the fact that they're putting up a zone even though they were technically an O-line. Trying different styles there on defense, but we've seen the Finnish handle a zone with ease, and I would be interested if the Austrian matchup defense can run with them as efficiently as their zone defenses.
Well, it was obviously a premeditated plan to come down with that particular zone after the turnover. It wasn't a particularly slow turn. So they got straight into it, and it looked good for a while, but Finland played well through it. Austria looking to hold their offense on this time of asking. Match defense from Finland. They're sagging off the handlers a bit though and keeping Austria back around their own brick mark. Slicing inside shot is not complete. Montgomery not able to pick that one up. And Finland, another chance to break. My earlier call of putting my money on Austria looking a little bit silly perhaps if they put this one in. Nice swing across to the far side, shot into the end zone. And a falling layout grab for Pausirinen. 3-2 Finland.
And that's another break. After losing one early, they get back two. Bosiainen with the score for Finland. And beautiful, beautiful offense there. It's always a bit harder for a D-line to switch that flip that switch. That's what I wanted to say. Flip that switch in your head to go from grinding fiery defense to working that disc up the field calmly. But they did so well.
They did.
And yeah, Austria have to do something, change something to stay with Finland because they're running away with it a little bit.
Yeah, they looked a little bit disorganized facing that match defense from Finland on the previous point, but Finland coming down with the zone in this direction. Austria dealt well with it earlier. Let's see if they can find that form once again. Stall count rising here though, but the pop into the cup of the zone resets the stall count. They're shot down the far sideline, but sails out of bounds before Philip Palle can make a play on it. Finland field it quickly, get it moving. Working it down this near sideline. Ranki with the disc. And Austria immediately back into that zone once again. Finland worked through it last time. So an interesting defensive choice. They must have practiced this zone a lot. Perhaps it's been working for them well so far this week. Saarinen dumps back.
There definitely are teams where a zone after a turn would be crucial, would be game-changing for them really, but not the Finns. They're so patient and seeing all the holds so well. It's just very good right now, what we're seeing from them.
Here's the break through the zone. They got round the edge and a pop into the end zone. Jyri Saarinen with the score. And confident zone offense once again from Finland's D-line. Yeah, they've not been allowed to get comfortable playing against any one defensive look so far this game. We've seen tight match, we've seen zone, we've seen match with a looser handler marking setup. And this variation is causing Austria some problems. That pull looked all right until it rolled back to near half field. And Finland in this direction, going back to their tight match defense. No sagging off the handlers this time. So let's see what Austria can do. Managing to reset the disc in the handler space so far. Brunner goes far side to Savio. Back to Brunner. Goes for a deep shot. Looking for Savio. There is a pick call, however, so that goal will not count. Well, the pick was before the throw, and if it affected the throw, it would have gone back, but it didn't look like it affected the throw. Quite a bit of discussion, but it looks like the disc will go back. So some discussion about what the stall count should be, but disc is checked back in. Brunner goes up the line, but doesn't receive the pass. Very congested on that far sideline now, and there is another stoppage. No, there's not. That was just Felix Mencher waving his hands in the air, using the stoppage hand signal when he just wanted this to be thrown to him. So Austria continue onto this near side. Kmekova goes in field to Brunner. Back to Kmekova. Nice lefty dish. Mencher dumps back to Pack. Back to Brunner. Looking for something in the end zone. Goes near side. Kmekova brings it down. And Austria have stemmed the bleeding, and they get their 3rd point of the game.
Really taking control of this one, going every other in the dump space, and then also collecting that goal as she moves out of the way for Brunner to put that in there. And you should something there. Mesnam waving his hands. And I just think he wanted the disc.
He did just want the disc, but it was the exact same hand signal as stoppage. So that's unfortunate.
Trying to confuse people.
Unfortunate mostly for me.
Just for us, yeah. Neo, who's just ready to go. He was nowhere near the end.
He just wanted the disc. Martina Kmekova, of course, stats leader for this Austrian side. 10 assists, 4 goals coming into this game.
Breakout player of the year last year in the European cycle reserve.
Yeah, she's having a fantastic tournament so far. So Finland back out on offense for the first time in a little while. That pulls sails out of bounds. Pekka Kinnunen fielding the disc at the brick mark for Finland. And Austria deal nicely with Finland's pull play, forcing them to reset. Kinnunen back with the disc, goes deep, looking for Karpanosio and finds him comfortably in the end zone. Finland respond with a clean hold. Yes. Comfortable.
Making sure that we can give you more information and not just estimate the amount of points and
Well,
everything.
yeah, back in the day, before we added in our software solution to keeping track of games, we had to do this stuff mentally, and it's not so bad for the first third to half of a game, but by the end of it, it becomes pretty difficult to keep track without at least making notes. So Austria looking to keep this game within 1. Match defense again from Finland. Disc goes up line to Montgomery, infield to Muna. Medscher. Loud sideline from Finland. Cheering their team on, trying to get this block. Austria dealing with it well though. Kmekova infield, but there is actually a pick this time. Multiple players waving their hands in the air.
Yeah, that was when Brunner dished to Kmekova. There was a lot of players and not a lot of space, and that, of course, stopped Baunanen from getting there.
So Brunner back with the disc, shoots into the end zone, and it is brought down by Medscher. Austria, another clean hold, 4-5.
Yeah, that was beautiful stuff there on offense for Austria. The right amount of flow and working it down that far side of the pitch. I'm actually not that much of a fan of, keeping it close to the sideline and not using the whole width. But it works. And we can just talk about the stuff that works here. Unless there's something really not going right here. But everything is so far.
That was decent offense from Austria. Yeah, it could have been prettier, but we're being very picky. They get the job done.
Well, yeah, we can be picky, maybe. Actually, if I think about that again, we are here to give our opinion, and if our opinion,
say how you got to say what you see. You know?
yeah, exactly.
If you see a cluster of players on the far side of the pitch, and they continue to throw the disc to them, well, you've got to call them out, you know. So Finland once again looking to extend their lead. Match defense from Austria. Nice inside break. Finding Kinnunen. Comes near side to Carpensalo. And that disc is too high for Emi Ranki.
Ranki left alone for quite a bit here on this point, and the moment they decide to hit her, it's just the wrong one.
She was free, but the throw was rushed. Good catch under pressure from Schmeisser. Immediately goes deep. That disc is hanging, but fades in the favor of the Austrian receiver, who dumps it back to Schmeisser. Finland fully recovered on defense. Slicing inside break, and the continuation into the end zone. Alude with the score. That's 5-all, Christina.
It's a break for Austria. There you go, evening out the scoreline. Still a breakdown, I believe. Yes, they are, as they started on offense. But you got to get one to get the second. And that's what they did there, and I bet that's the plan for the next point. Fergic recognizing she maybe had a bit of a mismatch there and was in the better position. Although there were 3 Finnish defenders around her, she was the only one in the best position to get that disc. Moving it around, changing the side of the field as well.
Changing the angle of attack, forcing the defense to adjust, and beating them to the space whilst they do so.
Almost like they listen to me.
Have you been coaching them? From behind the mic?
Of course. I bet all of them are mic'd up somewhere and listening to my commentary.
Coaches with earpieces in. We do see it occasionally as the disc falls harmlessly to the ground. Grunqvist unable to maintain control of that extremely low throw.
He had that for quite a bit, and at the end, after that tumbling, he didn't hold on to it.
So a quick initiation from Austria. Shot into the end zone. Lots of pressure behind it, but it is a drop and a turn for Philip Palle.
Slashing through there, Hanna Brunner with that big disc, but too quick for Palle.
So up line to Wiedemann. Looking for something. Has to go all the way to the far side of the field. Layout grab by Miro Tati. But there is a call.
Stall out is the signal. A hand signal, rather. Seemed like a very quick 10 seconds.
Oh, it always does.
It usually always is. Uncontested as well.
Wow, okay.
Accepted, of course. I tend to get in that old rhythm of the language.
Either word is fine, I think. I usually say uncontested. So, Felix Meschner with the disc for Austria goes infield to Brunner. Back to Meschner, who had to reach out for that one, but does maintain possession. Not interested in throwing anyone else, but there's finally somebody else gets a turn on the disc. Up line once again to Meschner. On the edge of the end zone, shot to the back. And Austria Another break in a row. They take the lead.
And we are back on serve here in this game. Mesna going every other now, taking control of this line's offense. Having a talk with Reunanen, maybe about physicality or whatever it was. They seem to have resolved it.
Not just talking about the weather.
There's nothing to talk, really. It's perfect.
Well, that is a talking point here in Limerick.
It seems to have been a bit of a collision between the two. Mesna not happy with Reunanen jumping in there. I would presume, but that is also just my interpretation of what they did. And Savio with the score there. Angela Savio, living in the Netherlands right now. Decided to play with the Austrian mixed team. And just
has a wealth of club experience. Has played in Austria, Spain, the UK, Germany, and currently the Netherlands with Force Electro Mixed. Quite the globetrotter, or Euro-trotter at least.
Indeed she is.
So Finland looking to get a nice clean hold, settle their nerves in this game as Austria have...
I'm honestly surprised none of the teams have taken a timeout yet.
True, Finland have just been scored on 3 times in a row.
And Austria have before.
But fantastic, smooth offense from Finland. Confident stuff. Just marching the disc down the field. And then punch their 6th goal in.
And if you're like, if you have confidence like that, and just, you know, winning like that as well, getting points at least, it might even stop you that timeout, you know, stopping that energy flowing. But yeah, it's not for everyone. Apparently, it's not for these two teams.
No, clearly Finland had confidence in their abilities, and they showed it just there. That was excellent. Quick disc movement from one side of the pitch to the other, changing that angle of attack and punching in the score.
So we have already talked about this power pool E in the mixed division being hardly contested. The games ongoing right now are France and Lithuania on the other streamed field right behind us, Finland and Austria, which you are watching here, and Slovakia and Poland. And all of these games have a very similar point and scoreline. France up 6-5 on Lithuania, Finland and Austria, of course, tied at 6s, and Slovakia and Poland tied at 5s.
Wow. Tight round here in the pool stage of the mixed division. Power pool stage of the mixed division, even. Kamakova. Meshna. Scuba over the top to the far side. Acres of space. Brunner gets it back. Nice quick pop. This is how you gain ground against the zone, especially if there's space in front of the disc. Disc stopped moving briefly. But Kamakova comes in to reset the stall. Now a nice slicing throw through the zone. And Austria off to the races, but Brunner just can't quite grasp the disc. Finland get a break chance.
One too many quick shots.
So Austria choose not to set up a zone on the turn this time. Sticking with match defense. Backwards stall. Interesting decision. Doesn't quite work out.
He was at stall 9 though.
Well, perhaps that's more credit to the rest of the downfield defenders, but Finland maintain possession. Working to this near side. Deep shot goes up now. Big chase, but misreads it. Almost gets it on the second effort.
Misreads it by quite a bit, actually. That disc hanging in the air and Ranta running by.
Yeah, just got a little bit too underneath it before going up. Big missed opportunity there for Finland. They are trading down right now. So let's see what Austria can do, having to work the full length of the pitch this time of asking. Kvekova.
Finland are back with a zone.
Unsurprisingly, they've been really enjoying that defensive look so far this game. Meshner. There is a call though. Pick.
A pick call. Interesting.
Not sure where the pick was occurred, but some discussion about what the stall should be. So Meshner goes up line to Brunner. Big forehand across the pitch into the end zone. And a comfortable catch for Pal.
Halle, the number one for the Austrians there with the score, and it took Austria a full pitch playing defense. So basically playing offense for 80%, playing defense and getting AD in their own end zone and then going all the way back to score. So quite a challenging point for them, but they hold in the end.
Well, doesn't really matter how you get the point in the end. All that matters is the point.
Of course it is.
So 1 point away from half is Austria. Finland looking to take us to a galaxy point.
Oh, I'd love that, and that would be very fitting for that game. It looks like a clean game because we are on serve. It hasn't been. It really hasn't.
3 breaks apiece already in this first half. Austria opting for a zone once again. Kinnunen can't complete that pass.
That sounded so bad. I bet you didn't hear that, but that player colliding with the ground didn't sound pretty.
I heard the disc hit the ground. Or bounce off the player at least. So, Austria looking to take half, just a few meters away, but trapped on the sideline. Goes for a scuba over the top, and somehow Austria come down with it. Incredible grab in the end zone. They do take half, 8-6.
And that was a hospital pass into the end zone. Schmeisser hucking and hoping. Not hucking, scoobering and hoping. And manages very well. That was all planned all along. And Austria with a bit of luck and very much the better team in terms of energy right now going into this half, but everything still open.
Yeah, bit of a trust shot from Austria, but it works out for them. They take half, 8-6. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the second half very soon.
Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ulti.TV we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future The future belongs to all of us.
So at the end of the first half, Austria up 8-6 over Finland in this mixed division power pool game. This game likely for seeding in the pre-quarters round as France look to be dominating at the top of this power pool. They will get the one spot directly through to the quarterfinals. And the other teams in this power pool battle it out for the seedings. As we take a look at the stats from the end of that first half.
6 turns to 7. Austria with one more turn and then a 2-point lead. They, of course, started on offense and will start on defense in the second half. Clean holds are 3 apiece. And it's been, it hasn't been the cleanest game, but clean enough for both sides to still be in contention of a win. And this whole pool, we've already told you about that. This whole pool hasn't been the clearest. That's also what you can expect at a European Championship. Every game is hard fought, and I don't think you can perform the same way every single day in every single game. So it's not surprising to see ups and downs from every team.
Yeah, it's a long week. Very different conditions from day to day, from game to game as well. Challenging for the players. And this year in particular, the mixed division is very, very competitive. Lots of teams of similar skill levels. But in this power pool, at least, France are running away with it.
A little bit. They were trading with Lithuania for most of it, but now they have run away with it as well, scoring 3 in a row to make it 8-5 in the halftime for France. Of course, you can watch that game as well, but I would recommend staying here for now as they have just taken their halftime break. And on this far pitch that you can maybe see a little bit, a glimpse every now and then in the background, Poland are playing Slovakia, and this is also a rather tied game. 5-6 in favor of Poland, but that must have been a long point because as last time we checked in, it was 5-all.
So first pull of the second half goes up. Finland starting on offense, looking to keep this game close. Hatari with the disc. Goes far side to Wiedemann, who pops it straight back. As the Finns work it down the middle of the pitch. Not gaining any ground just yet, but forcing some movement out of the Austrian zone. Back to Wiedemann. Runinen. Crash into the middle from Tati. Runinen. Just working it amongst the two of them for now. Not able to find a gap through the zone just yet. Now they go around the side. Hatari. Scuba to the near side. Collected by Tati. Back to Paulinen. And another scuba over the top. That one a bit too far. Bounces off the hands of Hatari.
Austria working well with that zone. Good pressure. And they get another break chance early in the half.
So looking to go 3 points ahead. Spectacular grab from Stankovic. Oh, well, that disc is batted by Hatari out of the hands before the hands could clasp the disc. Kaunonen picking up for Finland. Comes back to Hotari. Near side to Roninen. Hotari again. Wiedemann fakes the deep shot before getting it back. Hotari. Wiedemann now. Goes up line to Tati. And back to Wiedemann. Just working patiently through this zone. It's a very backwards pass though. Wiedemann. Just going 1-2. And an overthrow. Trying to connect with Paunonen, but just too far out in front.
The Austrians grinding out this Finnish offensive line, and we'll see how much strength they still got for themselves as they have to now punch it in as well.
Well, stall count is rising on this first pass. Does find an option in field. And a wide option into the center field. Good field position now for Austria. Flesch with the disc, but throws it into the ground. Finland's defensive pressure, too much to handle. They get the disc back.
It seems like that zone, playing zone defense for such a long time, has grinded out the Austrian players, and they're not so ready to go the other way, really.
But that pass over the head of Emil Wiedemann, who is a tall individual. Not tall enough on this occasion.
Austria get a shorter field, and that might be, there just might be enough energy left in the tank.
So Wilfing with the disc for Austria. Doesn't have many options available. Has to go a tight upline shot. And that one is knocked out of the air by Roni Hotari. Great heads-up defense. Closing the lane. Getting the disc back for Finland. Disc in his hands now. Has to go backwards to Roninen. Hotari again. Austria sticking with this zone. Near side to Tati. Hotari looking for options, has to go sideways. Roninen. Back to Hotari. Wiedemann wanted a deep shot. Slicing shot through the zone now. Can Finland stay ahead of the Austrian zone? No, they have to go backwards. But staying patient. Back to Paunonen. And Hotari working amongst themselves. There's another shot through the zone. Wiedemann on the far side. Looks off the upline cut and goes backwards to Runinen. Wiedemann again. Fakes the hammer over the top. And a shot to this near side once again. Opening up. Some space in the middle. But Austria recover. Paunonen, Wiedemann, and just working it in these small spaces outside of the front of the end zone. It's back to Wiedemann. Hotari, Wiedemann, back to Hotari. Austria not crumbling to match, staying in this zone, but it's keeping Finland at bay for now. Pass count rising, and rising too much as Wiedemann just drops that one, and Austria immediately call a timeout.
A good call there, and we see all the players on the field pretty much gassed. So taking a second to breathe is a very good idea in my opinion.
Just a stone cold drop. This is what happens when the pass count rises too much. And an intelligent timeout call from Austria as they lead in this game 8-6.
Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
So 8-6 here in the second half of this mixed division pool play matchup between Austria and Finland. This has been a rather mammoth point so far. Austria looking to get another break, extend their lead. This is an O point for Finland. They've been having to work hard against this Austrian zone, but Austria just got a turnover and immediately called the timeout to try and secure the break.
Yeah, that was a very good call. It is a third time now that they have gotten the disc back out of the finish, maybe even the fourth. I can't remember. This point has taken forever. And the Finnish were so consequent and chilled, playing against that Austrian zone, but just a simple drop gave the better, which is the offense, to the Austrians once again, and Rapotnik with the decision to take a breather, take a second, and, you know, cook up something special. I bet they're going to do that.
So Finland not falling for the pull play from Austria, but they somehow come down with yet another sky ball in the middle of the stack. That disc was almost smacked back into Austrian hands, but they do get the turnover. And Finland, another chance to hold this O point. Tari in the backfield. Austria setting up the zone once again. Good movement across the back. Tati and Hatari working it between themselves. On the edge of the end zone now. But they were in this position last time and Austria stayed strong. They held the finish off long enough to get an unforced turnover as a quick foul call, and disc is checked back in. Tati. High blade over the top, into the back of the end zone. Past the laying out defender. Hatari with the score. And Finland do hold their O point.
And that was a grinder of a point. So long, tiring for both sides, and one often sees in these conditions and in these points that they are the deciding ones. Finland coming out on top here again and again, getting the disc back. And really Finland had so many points, points, passes. We have the stats for you here. I'm just going to be boring and read them out. 21 passes the first possession, 16 passes the second possession, just one in the third possession. The fourth possession was along to 38 passes and then 17 passes to finish up with that score. Whereas Austria had 1, 2, 1, 3. So you can see their offense just wasn't ready. Even after the timeout, their offense wasn't ready to convert on that.
Yeah, they were getting the disc and then immediately giving it back. So lots to be worked on for both teams after that point. But the first point of the second half has been concluded, and Austria coming out on offense for the first time in the second half. Zone again from Finland. So Meshnak gets the disc back in his hands. Has some players behind him. Just working in these small spaces. Fakes the scuba over the top. Enjoying these upline pop passes. And this is really good zone offense now from Austria. They get the disc back into the middle of the field. Bruna, unfortunately, throws the disc to the ground, although there may be a foul call. Looks to be uncontested. She'll get another go at it.
Hey, you just mentioned that zone offense. Great flow from Austria. finding the holes in the finish zone. Other side of it now. Austria on offense for a chance, for a change, starting on offense as well. And Brunner with the disc in her hands. Ooh, yeah, that came out of her hands into the head of the Finnish player.
So looking backwards, finds Meshnet. IO break into the end zone, but does not stay in the air long enough.
Into the end zone, but end zone isn't enough. It has to be a player in the end zone as well.
So break chance for Finland is immediately given away.
There was a foot on there, I think. By Meisner. We have a replay of it right here. Going further around, and Meisner says no with the Tokai cleats.
Gets a toe to it. So Brunner goes up line, hammer into the stack. It's worked for Austria already this game, but not on this occasion as it sails out the back. You have to at least get it into the stack.
Into the stack, into the zone, not into the flags, not towards the fences. That'll be my pointers for this one.
So another break chance for Finland.
Second one here. We'll see who closes at that point, but this one seems like it's another multiple turnover one.
Yeah, both teams deciding at halftime that they want to make these points grindy.
We've seen some very clear possessions and clean. That's what I don't want to say, not clear, clean. And some very grindy points. This one shapes out to be another one of the grindy ones.
Yeah, plenty of clean holds and clean breaks in the first half, but neither team really firing an offense just yet in the second half. Stall count rising here for Finland though, and a nice high release backhand over the top. But there was some contact in the stack. Looks like Winkist and Meshner getting tangled up. This is checked back in and a violation immediately called.
Someone already running off before the disc was checked in properly by Montgomery.
So once again, Finland looking a little bit disorganized downfield, but the reset is good.
It's perfect.
Finland shooting into the end zone now. Sailing towards the back and comfortably caught. Great throw, great cut, and that is a break for Finland.
That disc was perfectly placed into the back. Kmekova was just towering behind her offensive matchup there, waiting for a chance to slash across and go in there. I saw that sparkle in her eyes, but that disc was perfectly put into a position where Kmekova had no chance of getting to. We see that here again, trying to catch up with her, but Finland with a break. Both scores in the second half go to Finland, and they even it up 8-8. And this is, for me, this is, well, obvious because I just said it before, just a few seconds before. They have the momentum right now. That long point just gave them a lot of confidence. They were getting into the game confidently, with saying their coach saying every single team is matched up on the same level. We can beat every single team, and we are confident that we can beat Austria. And I didn't see that kind of mentality earlier in the game, but now they're firing.
Yeah, we have a game on our hands. Fantastic pull. Lands in the back of the end zone and rolls out of bounds, so it will come in near this front cone and give Finland plenty of time to set up their zone. Last time we saw this zone offense from Austria, they did a great job of working the disc down the sideline with lots of little give-go passes, but failed to complete the possession. Push right back into their own end zone now. Deep shot goes up, looking for Aledi. Does collect it on that far sideline, and there's the follow-up lead pass into the end zone, over the head of Sophie Felschik though. And once again, Austria do 99% of the work and fail at the last hurdle. I mean, I've said it before on commentary, lead passes to open receivers into the end zone are the hardest throws in Ultimate, especially after you've just caught a deep shot yourself. So another break chance for Finland. Austria sticking with their zone. Tight defensive pressure on that pass.
Finland happy to absorb contact every now and again to get that disc. It works well for them, leaving the Austrian defenders behind them in not such a great position.
Well, Austria slowing Finland right down. They're not making much progress. Just as I thought they'd found a hole through the zone. It closes up to continue working it round the back. Hammer fake over the top. High pass, but is brought down by Runinen. Not working in much space on this sideline. So finds a release valve by chucking a hammer to Potrikis on the far side. Not a bad option. Tall receiver in lots of space. And a good throw. It's a match. Hatari.
And Finland right back where this started. Only moving backwards now.
This is impressive defense from Austria, just keeping the Finns at bay. But they're maintaining their concentration, continuing to chain these passes together. They've shown some impressive pass counts so far this game already. 38 on their longest possession. This one might challenge it if they get all the way to the end zone.
Wouldn't surprise me, really.
It's all for nothing if they don't score.
Well, all for nothing in terms of points, yes, but they're really wearing out and wearing down these Austrian defenders here.
Of course, this is the Austrian O-line as well, so the longer you can keep the O-line out for, the better. Big hammer into the end zone, wide open in space. And Finland go ahead once again, 9-8.
Amazing stuff, that hammer over the top, and in general, all the overhead shots really opening up the field for Finland there. And you mentioned the Austrian O-line. There are 3 different lines on Austria with very different offensive looks and defensive looks as well. So not every one of those lines is a definite O-line or a definite D-line. There are tendencies, of course, but not really explicit roles to these teams. But of course, Austria giving away another break with 40 passes and therefore exceeding their tally of 38 in a previous possession. The Finns managed to score a break. So Finland, the only team that has scored in this half, and for me, as a spectator, I would really want to see a timeout now, because this is the momentum 100% with the Finns. But yeah, Austria decided to just put up a new line.
They opt to just go next. So 3 points in a row so far this half. for Finland, and it might be a fourth with a first pass interception. Fakes the deep shot. There's Carpansalo. And gets it back after the reset. Looking to marshal this offense. Rintamaki goes back to Kobslow, who immediately goes downfield, a layup bid on the far side, but the disc was out of bounds already. And a wasted opportunity for Finland.
That would have been heroic, trying to toe the line and get your fingertips around that disc. Just too much to ask, really.
Yeah, Paunanen's been having a great game so far, but that was too much to ask for. As you say, Austria go deep straight away. Why turn over in your own end zone line when you can turn over in your opponent's end zone line?
Why turn over at all if there's not a receiver going downfield? But that's just my 2 cents.
Looked at the disc for a bit before deciding it wasn't worth chasing.
Yeah.
Playing the field position game, I respect it. If they don't trust themselves to complete passes around their own end zone, then they might as well just yeet it and go play defense.
They do have to go down the whole length of the pitch now.
So Carpansalo fields the disc for Finland. Finds Kaupinen. Upfield to Kozlov, who immediately shoots deep into the end zone, but Meshner's there. So the field position game kind of working out for Austria, although they do have the whole length to go on this occasion. Brunner finds a pass in field. Deep shot now to Meshner, who collects that comfortably. Great throw, straight to his chest, pops to Kmekova. Brunner up line, but chooses to holster. And bit of a miscommunication, but good defense from Finland. Heikkinen gets the block. Kozlov opts to take the timeout. Smart decision. Finland were looking a little bit disorganized on offense as we take another look at this fantastic handler defense. So, tense stuff here in power pool play in mixed division. Timeout called by Finland as they are up 9-8, looking for another break.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ulti.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
So Finland have set up a horizontal stack with 5 players for some reason out of this timeout. Not the most creative static start we've seen out of a timeout this tournament, but we'll talk more about that after this play. Kozlov goes infield to Carpansalo. Still count rising, finds an inside shot to multiple Finnish players, and wide open in the end zone is Erika Kaupinen. And the timeout works. Finland get the break, and they are up 10-8.
We often have this discussion of whether the timeout actually helps the players on the field being called midpoint, or if it kind of disrupts the flow, and for the Finnish side, this really helped them set up something good. And I mean, that was great work from them, flowing and just getting that point in. And they're still the only team that has scored in the second half.
Crazy.
Imagine that.
It was 8-6 at half. It is now 10-8 to Finland. Crazy. As I was saying before, there was a slightly funky setup out of that timeout, putting 5 players across in a horizontal stack, but not the weirdest we've seen, as we saw on the Hive Ultimate segment of Limerick Late Light Live at 55 last night. Felix talked us through this utterly bizarre setup that the Spanish Open team used after a timeout again in their game against Ireland yesterday. Or maybe it was the day before, I forget.
These days seem to all flow into each other, don't they, at some point?
Well, weird setups out of timeouts tend to confuse the defense. And it worked for the finish on that occasion, as Austria immediately go for a deep shot. Disc sailing out the far side. And Potrikas does get in front to secure the block.
This was always going to be a highlight play if it connected, and it didn't. Potrikas just in a far better position. And that line for Austria hasn't been out there for quite a bit, I believe.
No, some fresh faces on the field. But I was expecting calmer offense from a line that hasn't seen the field in a few points, but they seem to be just as uncomfortable. Oh, fantastic layout scoop, but not quite able to maintain possession. Wiedemann.
Ground stripping himself there.
And as you would expect, Austria immediately punch in the goal. So I was going to say that that line, despite not being on the field for a while, looked just as uncomfortable and just as unsure of themselves on offense, opting to just play the field position game. But hey, it worked.
Yeah, Philipp Kitchen with the score there. He, of course, out of Innsbruck, Tirol, or Kundl, rather, and playing with Heidi's. Moved to Heidelberg, to Germany, to study, and is now one of the most important players on that squad, if you're asking me. And, of course, you're asking me because I'm here standing there. No, kidding. But, yes, a very impactful player for this open side in playing club, but hasn't really shown us his ability in that game so far. Of course, that long shot into Kine that went out of bounds was out of Philipp Kitchen's hands as well, redeeming himself on this occasion.
And Kitchen has been playing with Austria national teams for many years, represented them under 17s, under 20 and under 24. And now finally on the senior team. Good to see the Austrian youth programs producing talented senior division players. So Finland on offense for the first time in this second half. The second time in the second half. They were, of course, on offense in the first point. First time in a while, and working with such great confidence down the pitch. Shot to the end zone. It's run down. Not necessarily the intended target, but Erika Kauppinen won't care about that.
No, I don't think anyone on Finland would care about it. A score is a score. That is one of my truths that I can tell you now, but like whoever catches it, that's fine. It's a clean hold for Finland, and they continue to be flawless in the second half. Just really showing their composure on offense and defense.
Erika Kauppinen catching her second goal of the game. Very experienced club player, has finished 4th at the World Championships with Putti. And came 3rd at the European Ultimate Indoor Championships in 2020.
That was a fun tournament.
It was fun to watch. I'm not sure how I would have felt about commentating every game all day.
Oh, that was
2020. I'm thinking of, yeah, that was the... Yes, of course, because Kauppinen represented her club side
That was the first ever held indoor championships, and it was European Club Championships in Denmark. Actually, the same facilities we will be at this coming year, 2024. There will be Club Championships again in Herning, Denmark. I wonder if Licky will try to play there again.
So, Austria looking to keep this game close. 2 points down. And they can't afford too many more breaks, to give up too many more breaks in this game. As they're ever closer. Bruna. Upfield to Palle. Kmekve in the backfield. Austria swing across and a big run through block. Vapu Runanen read that play like a book.
Bruna, not aware someone was waiting behind her, just stood there looking at the disc floating into her hands, but it didn't. Vapu Runanen jumping in between that play, and Finland on the way to a 4th break in this second half.
So, working nicely down that far side now. Momentum on their side. Shot to the end zone. And a comfortable clap catch for Vinkvist. That is indeed the 4th break of the second half for Finland.
And they have used those opportunities, the break opportunities they got well so far. Just beautiful stuff. Puts that disc up high, arcing put into the end zone. And Austria looking a bit down. Shoulders hanging and not really knowing what to do, maybe. A new line will come out for Austria, though. We see that goal again. Venkvist super happy about this score. Of course, one of the more one of the stats leaders, maybe. Two goals, 1 assist, and 1 block so far on his tally.
Well, Finland running away with this game in the second half. Austria looking a bit bemused, a bit out of answers. Unable to deal with whatever it is Finland are throwing at them on that given point. They've thrown a few different looks. They've gone back to match on this occasion. High release backhand down the far side. Palle connects comfortably. Had to reach down, but not a problem. And a big arcing backhand goes into the sky to the... But that pops out of the hands of Stankovic.
Looks like Stankovic had the height mismatch there, but the pressure of Kinnunen making him go up early.
Well, Finland are back in their own end zone now, though. Austria sticking with this zone. Now they've worked through it nicely. Just a few quick passes. But Austria recover. Still on their own end zone line. Layout bid comes up empty. Hammer swing still in their own end zone. But the change in angle of attack does the job. Deep shot goes up. And that is not a block. That is just waving your hands at the disc. Finland maintain possession. But Austria have recovered, and the second timeout of the second half is called by Finland. Well, what a sequence of play that was.
That was impeccable. Stankovic with that Mac on it. And he looked so comfortable. He could have caught it, but he didn't. And I don't know why.
He went
but
up so
Finland
early.
will be happy for it. And Kinnunen with the wise timeout call. Of course, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday. And someone in the chat also said he was better than Tom Brady. And I would really love to know in what condition he was better than Tom Brady.
At what? Well, as the players take a quick break, so are we. Don't go anywhere. Rest of the... Well, Finland off to the races, up 12-9 in the second half, and now up 13-9. Absolutely running away with this game. The timeout call once again worked beautifully for them as they punch in their 13th score of the game.
Yeah, and that was, again, marvelous red zone offense for Finland, moving from one way to the other, ending up in the same position they started with after that timeout. But that doesn't matter because they moved the defense around a little bit and enough for someone to be open up the line, and that is for the score here this time around. Kinnunen goes up the line here and gets his... gets another assist maybe. Oh no, not yet. So many passes there, and this is it for the score for Finland, and just working very well in this congested space. Austrian defense not quite on them, and they're up by a commanding 4 points. The Finns. Austria couldn't recover.
Austria only managing to score 1 point in the second half so far. They took half 8-6, but it's been all Finland since then. Stall count rising. Looking for a reset. Does just about find one before the T of 10. And Austria now connecting some passes together. Mesa fakes the big one, but has to come back in field, but so much pressure on the force. Bit too much pressure on the force from Biedermann, in fact, as a uncontested foul.
Stall count was getting high for this Austrian side, and Mesna gets Montgomery now.
Brunner goes upfield. Savio, who immediately pops it back to Brunner and into the end zone for the score. Sean Montgomery gets Austria's 10th.
Sean Montgomery, of course, moved to Austria, to Vienna, to be exact, for his work. Played with the Big Easy, and now is living somewhere else, actually, not in Vienna anymore. I think in Spain. I don't want to say anything wrong, though, so... He has also been on the AUT mixed team in 2015. I think they took 5th place in Gör.
In 2019, yes, they took 5th.
Did I say 16? I'm sorry.
15.
15.
Well, years are
19.
meaningless to us.
I think we're not the best
last
at years right now.
The last edition of EUC.
Exactly.
Yes, Austria finished 5th in the next division, which is a fantastic performance for them. Looking to go one better here, but this is a stacked mixed division this year.
It really is, yeah. It's not going to be that easy to go big.
It's great to see the growth of mixed ultimate across the continent in these past few years. course, we've seen Austria on this pitch before playing against Slovakia, and they said before that game that they were just happy that Eastern European Ultimate was growing. So great to see teams.
In terms of Frisbee, Austria is actually considered Eastern European, as we are in the East Division for UCR, regionals.
So Finland looking to hold the offense to extend their lead. Comfortable catch on the near sideline for Winqvist. Goes to Hotari, who shoots into the end zone. High disc, misread slightly. And that is a turnover.
That throw a little bit rushed, as we see Corgi Cam once again. Look at that floof. Sorry. Was see the defense here. Again, as the big disc goes up.
Deep shot from Austria. Big layout into the end zone. Not quite.
He jumped up rather than towards that disc. Here did Kieslich. Valiant effort, but nowhere near getting that disc.
Yeah, Austria looking to play the field position game again, it seems. Not confident in their ability to work the disc down the field with short passes. But Finland very confident in their disc skills. They've been putting crazy pass tallies together. A bit trapped at that far sideline now though. They do swing in field. Kauppinen, big layout grab from Kinnunen. In field, there was a bit of a tap on it from one of the defenders, but it does drop out of the hands. That's over the top, and neither team interested in scoring at this point, it seems. Another grindy one.
These grindy points have always favored Finland just a little bit.
They've come out on top of all of them so far. Winqvist on that far side goes up line to Saarinen. Continued up line to Hotari. And infield to Rintamaki. Shot into the end, not quite into the end zone. Hotari brings it down, just shy. Goes sideways. And Rintamaki jumps into the end zone, putting Finland on game point.
So you said Finland within one of closing out that game victorious. Of course, France on the other pitch already finished out their game against Lithuania 15-6. So after the first half of trading, there wasn't really anything Lithuania could do against that dominant French team. And Finland here, getting the better of Austria. Rintamaki highlighted here. 1 goal, the first for her this game.
So we see total turnovers. Austria with 21, Finland a mere 17.
That is a big difference, really. Or like in general, a very big number. 21 total turns as opposed to 17.
So a big pull from Finland is caught. And Austria eating up some yards before Finland set their zone. Pack. Looking for something, still count rising. Finds Brunner. But Austria have absolutely nothing right now. Little pop pass into the cup. Kmekova. Pale. Now they swing across field. Kmekova once again. Pale. Meschner across the Brunner. Pale, just a few meters outside of the end zone. They've done so well to deal with Finland's pressure at this point. And a cheeky little inside pass finds Brunner in the end zone. Austria extend the game and force Finland to win on offense.
A great throw under pressure for Philip Palle there. Stepping wide into the mark, and then that backhand inside to Brunner for the score. A bit of a stoppage there, and this time around Brunner collects for Austria.
And places the disc neatly on the ground.
No, we don't like the spiking. We like the disc to be handled with love. And that was the one very important hold for Austria. If they still want to win this game, it's only breaks in the future.
4 in a row is the task.
They've had 3 in a row before. 4 in a row is different. The end of the game feels different.
Well, if they generate a couple turnovers and get the first of those 2 breaks, then suddenly the pressure really mounts for the team that's ahead. So just some discussion here about the gender ratio.
Of course, we are playing with the ABBA rules, gender ratios A and B. A being, let's put it with an example, A being 4 female matching and 3 male matching players, B being 3 female matching and 4 male matching players. So this is also something teams flip for, and you start with ratio A, 4 female matching players, and then you would go ratio B for male matching players twice and for 2 points. And this then switching again. So A, B, B, A, B, B.
Yes.
Also referred to as the ABBA rule.
Well, this is gender ratio B, whatever that is, which the hand signals seem to be for female matching players. If I knew which team started what ratio was in the first point, then I'd be able to tell you what it is. But, man, fantastic pull from Austria, pinning Finland right back in their own end zone as they stay there, but match defense this time from Austria. Finland working through it on the edge of their own end zone. Stall count rising. Has to go for a wide throw to Wiedemann. On the sideline now is Kauppinen. Finds Saarinen. Saarinen. In field. Tari. Back to Saarinen. Working nicely down the field now. But no more continuation cuts after that one. Saarinen has to go backwards. Hotari collects under pressure. And there's a travel call.
Travel call moves the Finns back a bit, but nothing will stop their flow now.
Yeah, they dealt with it well. No one really stopped and stood around for too long. Travel's, of course, not a stoppage, unless it's contested. Tari. In field to Pauninen. Back to Pauninen. Another travel call. Quickly dealt with. Tari. Throws the disc into the floor and calls a foul.
And there's a discussion about that foul on the mark.
Ooh, the mark was not moving very much.
But even a little bit of a move can already
Well,
stop.
if you pivot into the mark, which is what actually happened there, it's a bit rude to then call a foul when you throw the disc into the ground.
But it does seem like Stankovic is moving his hand towards it. I see that he's not moving his legs. I agree with that. But he is moving his hand down a little bit. Just my personal opinion, of course.
I don't know. I'm a bit sick of players pivoting into the mark and then calling foul on them.
But he didn't actually pivot into it.
Well, he's leaning forwards into him and moving his hand.
We can agree to disagree.
He's deliberately trying to release the disc under the mark's arm, and then is obviously going to call a foul when he feels any contact. But
yeah, but
you're playing to draw the contact in the first place.
But if you are, if he is releasing the disc, trying to release it under the arm, and the arm goes down, this is
which it isn't. His arm is fairly static. Like, there's no chopping action here.
But he's
That's
moving
the slightest movement of the arm. Come on.
So, in my opinion, he is moving his arm. Yeah,
the mark is entitled to not be hit as much as the thrower is entitled not to be hit. Let us know in the chat what you think the resolution of this should be. It will almost certainly be an uncontested foul because...
Please note that I am not on the side of Austria, but against it. Still discussion there. At this point, I think contesting it would be
Mixed
the best
opinions
outcome.
in the chat. So, yeah, this stays with Finland. Atari goes up line. Knocking on the doorstep now. Has to go back in field. Atari with the disc once again. Around forehand. Atari looking for something, finds the IO break cleanly this time. Good end zone defense from Austria is keeping them at bay, but there was a call on this throw into the end zone. Looks like a pick.
Yes. Stankovic calling a foul
Okay, well.
on his matchup, saying I think maybe a push-off or something.
So, Finland underway again. Raninen. Back to Hatari. And Austria pushing Finland back now. Paunonen finds Hatari, going every other at this stage.
This is very good pressure from Austria, and I'm wondering just a little bit where that pressure was all of the second half.
Yeah, they've woken up now. They're ready to play with the game on the line.
I do think this is a power line as well for them.
Well,
let's be clear.
It has to be. You lose the game if you don't punch this in. So Kauppinen goes up line to Hatari, who jumps into the end zone for the score. And Finland, despite Austria's stifling pressure at that point, do convert and take the game 15-11.
Valiant effort by the Austrians at the end of this game. Good defensive pressure, really grinding out the Finnish side, but the Finns so calm all game pretty much, getting those discs back and working it slowly up the field, and doesn't matter how many passes it takes, they've always managed to punch it through and run through, and really the momentum was on their side this time around.
Yeah, impressive performance from Finland, particularly in this second half. Definitely had the better of Austria. It took them the whole first half to really work out how to dissect this Austrian team, but they went on that run at the start of the second half and never looked back. 15-11, emphatic performance from Finland. That will put them in good stead going into the final power pool play matchup.
Yeah, I think that group just got shaken up a bit more even, and as we see, look at stats here now. 8 breaks for Finland, 4 for Austria, 21 and 17 turns on either side, 5 clean holds each, and 3 more break chances for Finland. Of course, the ones they punched in.
Well, That is it for mixed division action today. Coming up next, we have 2 women's games for you. Germany versus the Czech Republic on the pitch behind us. And on this pitch, we will have France versus Belgium in the women's division. So from everyone here at ulti.TV, thank you so much for watching. I'm Luke Burgess, joined by Christina Obermeier, and we will see you for the next one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, ultimate.
ulti.TV.